Good morning, AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I'm Josh. Welcome to the first episode of the Dumpster Fire 3.0 Dose. We're back. Little over 2 weeks after we graduated from the spring semester. As y'all can tell, my brain is still not working this morning, but we are back. And I mean it, we are back. We'll see how long this lasts. These last 2 weeks have been a little bit of a whirlwind. Hi, Patrick. It's just been a heck of a ride. Graduating, my family was there. My brother graduated at the exact same time. It was truly an unforgettable experience. Just these past few weeks, I've just managed to just have some fun. Last year, in between spring and summer semesters, I was just like, how do I say this? I was itching to get back. And this time I was as well, but this time I tried to relax and just like be like, hey, just keep it cool, don't burn yourself out. So I did just that. I had some fun. I spent some time with my family, got to see old buddies of mine from high school, other friends of mine from other walks of life that I haven't seen in a while. And I really did just try to just enjoy these moments as much as I can, because who knows how long they're going to last. And today I do want to officially announce that Today marks the official beginning of Operation Three-Peat. I got the Level 1 certificate in December. I got the Level 2 certificate just right now in the spring. This is it. I'm going for all the marbles. I am here doing summer classes because the goal is to finish. There are 3 radio credentials I can get at Ames. I have 2 of them. I'm going to go for the 3rd. That's why I'm calling this a three-peat. Like the GOAT, Michael Jordan, LeBron, who, that doesn't even matter. This is what it's all about. I told people I'm going to do this. A lot of people thought I was crazy. They're like, why are you going back a 3rd time? The first time was to prove to myself that I could do this. The second time was to show that it was no fluke. This 3rd time, I'm just shooting for something bigger. I want a degree. I want a career in this field. They say I need more experience, and it's like, all right, well, I'll sign back up. I'll take more classes. I'll sharpen my skills. That is why I'm here. I can't tell if my voice sounds any different or not. It could. I don't know. It's just been quite a ride, and the ride continues. The media club continues. We're already full swing. We got some events planned here this summer. Hopefully a virtual film festival that we got going on. Hopefully some fun summertime activities. And just to get the early pieces into play, BEA comes next year. I don't know about y'all. I want to go back. I love it out there, not just because it's Vegas, but just this was such an incredible opportunity to meet and to network with people all over the media industry, all in one place. And I want that. I will find a way to go back. If I have to pay for it myself, which I hope I don't, but if I have to, then I will. Like, the fire just never stopped burning. No, if anything, I felt like a chip on my shoulder ever since I was going for that first credential. And I thought after that first one, oh, maybe it'll shrink a little bit. No, it got bigger. And now it's even bigger. I spent way too much time in my life just maybe letting my own fears get to me. But it hasn't stopped me, and I'm not going to let it stop me anymore. I'm in this for all that I've got. And I'm loving every single second of all of this. Obviously, shout out to everybody who has supported me along the way. This has been an incredible journey, and I'm going to make it continue as long as I humanly possibly can. Like I said, they're going to have to scrape my remains. Wow, no, that's dark. they're going to have to like drag me kicking and screaming out of this area. This is my home. Ames is my home, and I'm going to be here as long as I possibly can. I'm going to learn everything I possibly can because I want to build a legacy. And I want to build that legacy here. If I make it big in whatever I do, I want them to say, oh, he came from Ames Community College in Greeley, Colorado. That's the legacy that I want to leave. And then if somebody else hears it, they're like, whoa, what is this Ames place? If I could potentially be a catalyst to help bring people here, then I'm all for it. It's just been such a ride. And I know I'm probably rambling a little bit, but hey, we have a radio show to run, so let's actually get a quick check here of your weather. Currently in Fort Lupton, we are looking at 71 degrees, a high of 81, a low of 48, sunny skies, wind gusts of a whopping 1 mile per hour. In Loveland, we are looking at 70 degrees currently, a high of 79, a low of 50, sunny skies, wind gusts of a whopping 2 miles per hour. In Windsor, we are currently looking at 69 degrees, nice, with a high of 79, a low of 49, sunny skies, wind gusts of up to 1 mile per hour. And in Greeley, I do not want to see your ads. We are currently looking at 73 degrees, a high of 81, a low of 50, sunny skies, wind gusts of a whopping 5 miles per hour. It's going to be a beautiful day out there. I got my shorts on. You know I mean business when I break out the Air Force Ones, the black Air Force Ones. I'm just feeling good right now. Let's go ahead and have a great show here for y'all. As to whether I get anybody else in here, we'll see. We got a long summer ahead of us, folks. And this is a Dumpster Fire, and I'll go ahead and let it kick back to the music with a Dumpster Fire classic, Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio. This is Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 3.1 here on Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. I'm Josh, and I just totally unknowingly referred to our show in our previous incarnation. We are now the Dumpster Fire 3.2. Just wanted to give another quick weather update here for y'all, just because the weather just changes. That's just what we do here in Colorado. Currently in Fort Lupton, we are looking at 71 degrees, a high of 81, a low of 48, sunny skies, wind gusts of 1 mile per hour. Loveland, we're looking at 70 degrees, a high of 79, a low of 50, sunny skies, wind gusts of up to 2 miles per hour. Windsor, currently looking at 69 degrees, nice, 79 for a high, 49 for a low, sunny skies, wind gusts of up to 1 mile per hour. And on the home campus of Greeley, we are looking at 73 degrees, a high of 81, a low of 50, sunny skies, and wind gusts of up to 5 miles per hour. I'm going to go ahead and let it get back to the music here on Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. Up next, we got The Phoenix by Fall Out Boy. Also, huge shout out, our boy Joe has returned to Fall Out Boy. He was taking a little bit of a break to focus on his mental health, but he is back. The world can rejoice. Enjoy. This is Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 3.2 here on Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. I'm Josh. That was just Undisclosed Desires by Muse off of the Resistance album. Incredible album. That was actually the Muse album that I listened to the most as a kid. I'll be honest, my first introduction to them was actually their Black Holes and Revelations album. And I did like it. Obviously, it had its bops, Supermassive Black Hole, Starlight. But then over time, when the Resistance album came out, that album just, from the first time I watched the music video for Uprising off of that album, I was hooked in. I had that album back when I had an iPod. Funny story, I have only ever owned one Apple device in my entire life, and that was an iPod Touch. It was a little 8 gigabyte iPod Touch, because it was all that we could afford at the time. I had no iPhone. I wasn't going to get one of the fancy iPods that had more storage. No. This was a little 8 gigabyte iPod Touch that cost like $100 and something because I got it on a Black Friday sale. Just to show where we were at the time, my family, we had to put that thing on layaway to be able to get it for Christmas, because we didn't have the money to buy it outright. That's just not the financial situation that we were in at that time. And it was definitely a bit of a process, going in and paying for it. but also that was the only Apple device I ever had. It was a good little device. I actually still have it. It's sitting in the drawer in my nightstand in my room. But it was this tiny little 8 gigabyte iPod, and with the operating system taking up space, I had hardly any room for anything. And I had to be really kind of selective over the albums that I had on there because it just wasn't a whole lot of space. It's not like right now this phone that I have, this I have an S21 Plus. That thing has 120 gigs of space that I can right there. Way more than 8, so I can have everything on there, although I'm going to have to clean it out here sooner or later. But that's not the point. I had to be really selective with the songs I had on that iPod, and the Resistance album was one of the albums that made the cut. And I listened to the life out of it, and I had a lot of headphones that would just consistently fall apart because, I mean, we didn't have a whole lot of money, so I wasn't, shelling out for a lot of really nice headphones or anything at that time. Oftentimes, if there were events that I was at, like community events and where they give out free swag, or even school events, because at that time I was in high school and I was an Avid, and we would go on trips to visit a lot of other schools, find out what they're about, and if they gave you swag, like t-shirts, stress reliever balls, whatever, highlighters, if they were giving away headphones, I always snag those. Or any community events that I went to, if they were giving away free headphones as swag, even if they sounded just like junk, I would have them just because I couldn't afford nice headphones. So I would just use those until they burn out, and then it's like, okay, I have another pair. I had like a little stash of cheap headphones going. Obviously now, I mean, things are a little bit different. Thankfully, I've been fortunate enough to get to a place where I can work, and my family's gotten into a better place economically, so I can get a little bit more nicer things on occasion. I try not to go too crazy with it just because stuff's just more expensive than ever nowadays. But enough about that. It's going to be a fun summer. As for what this show is going to entail, I just plan on making it right now as entertaining as possible and really just try to tighten up everything, because at the end of the day, the goal is for me to make it, I'm speaking it into existence, I will make it as a media personality. Obviously, radio is the priority, but I'm down for whatever. If it's TV, if it's radio, if it's podcasting, if it's music, I'm game for it. Who's to say I can't, have a little piece of it all? I mean, nowadays, look at everything that's going on. Nowadays, media personalities have to be or how do I say this? They work in more than just one outlet. Look at Stephen A. Smith, for example. He's one of the head analysts on ESPN. He also has his own podcast. Look at Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee is my boy. Retired NFL punter who left, started his YouTube show with his friends, and no one thought they were going to make it. A lot of people counted them out, and they've reached the point that now ESPN is going to be broadcasting their show starting this fall. They went from being this little thing on YouTube to now being about to be broadcast in every sports home in America, every airport lounge in America, every gym. Because let's be honest, what gym doesn't have ESPN tuned onto it? I mean, I watch ESPN a ton. Gotta watch my games. But also, what I love is that they are sticking to their roots. They said the YouTube show is not going away. And also they said that they are not planning on, they retained complete creative control of their show. They're not going to become, one of the ESPN suits. If they want to go on rants about officiating, they will. If they want to go on rants about the Celtics losing in the conference finals, they will. They have no, how do I say this? ESPN isn't going to tell them what to do, and they have that written. It's on paper that they can do what they want to do on their show. That is an extremely rare deal. And I would love to have a deal like that, Because granted, yes, while I know if I somehow made it onto like a big network, obviously there would have to be some changes. And I get that, they're the ones signing the paychecks. I get it. But if there's one thing I will fight for, no matter what, it's always going to be having that creative control over the show. If somebody were to pick up this show, if they found the audio files and they say, hey, we want to distribute your show, or even if I was on like Sirius satellite radio or anything like that, or traditional radio, if this somehow got picked up as like a late night show or something along those lines, kind of like what Nikki Sixx has done, I have to retain that creative control. Granted, well, am I open to adapting a little bit? Yeah, obviously, it's a ratings driven business. That's not lost on me. But at the same time, the core, the soul of this show, I feel, is the entertainment, is honestly the absurdity that we've gotten into here on air. And shout out to everybody that has been on this show here with me throughout the years. V, Dax, Jeff, Janice, Keon, Quinn, Caden, even everybody. Everybody's helped make this show what it is. And really, these bigger tests for me are when I have to do this show by myself. So really, this is kind of like why I like doing the show in the summer, because it lets me try to develop myself a little bit more, but also, just learn what I myself can bring to the table as a solo host. And I've been talking for a while now, so I will go ahead and let it get back to the music here on AIM Student Radio. When we come back, we'll have another weather update for you. And up next, we have Animal, I Have Become by 3 Days Grace, followed by Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day, followed by Gotta Get Away by The Offspring. And before anyone asks, this lineup was already programmed in the station. I didn't put this in. I know it's hard to believe because that sounds a lot like stuff I put on here anyway, but this was not me. But hey, the show's a dumpster fire. You've been warned. And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 3.2 here on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I'm Josh, so right now we're going to go ahead and sign off here for the afternoon. Just before I do, just one last quick check here of your weather. Currently in Fort Lupton, we are looking at 76 degrees, a high of 82, a low 48, sunny skies, no wind. Currently in Loveland, we are looking at 76 degrees, a high of 79, a low of 50, sunny skies, wind gusts of up to 8 miles per hour. Windsor, we are looking at 79 degrees, a high of 79, a low of 49, sunny skies, no wind. And in Greeley, we are looking at 77 degrees, a high of 81, a low of 50, sunny skies, wind gusts of a whopping 5 miles per hour. We should be back next week. I'm not sure yet if we're going to be doing a show yet on Thursdays, but I can let you know we are going to be here at least every Tuesday. We'll see if we can get some special guests and get some more people to come in here and help make this show fun. We're going to have some fun this summer. We're only getting started. And then in the fall, of course, we will be back. We thank you all so much for listening. Now going on almost the third year of this little dumpster fire that just never stops burning, which is always good. That means we're doing something right. And I'll go ahead and let it get back to the music here on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. This was a dumpster fire, and you were all warned.